Oh, there we go. All right, welcome to a huge gap down in the stock market. Can't say that was necessarily expected. Um, I guess the coronavirus is pretty bad right now, at least according to the stock charts. At Square gapping down significantly. Nasdaq gapping down 4%. Home markets took a haircut overnight.
How do you spell does? Does? Dad?
What?
How do you spell does?
DOES.
Okay, I got that.
Morning, Rob.
It doesn't look.
What?
It doesn't look like how it spells.
You asked me how to spell does. It's DOES.
I got it correct. No.
Can't pull up Apple. Morning, Rob. So the Nasdaq's so far bouncing from the open. We'll see how that goes. I can't pull up any stock. Maybe there's just a bunch of people over here on TD Ameritrade. There we go. Something's pulling up. Morning, Mahale. It's a possibility. Yeah, for buy-in. Yeah, a big Monday sell-off. I can't remember the last time we did this. 4% down, open on a Monday. That's either super aggressive or just a start. Here's another day where actually, this wasn't that long ago. It wasn't a gap down 4%. Well, actually, this is the future, so it's kind of hard to tell. So far, green off the 200-day moving average on the Qs. So, could be a buying opportunity. The question and the hard question here is, what's the market looking for a pull back to the lows of the prior consolidation? 200 period moving average on the Qs. Oh, that's 50. I'm sorry, that's the 50. There's the 200 down there. Yeah, right, Eli? That looks pretty mean. But it's getting loosely bought up. So it's coming back a little bit. It's a big green volume candle. That first 5-minute candle just closed. I do have some cash. Space. Tesla. How's Amazon doing? Right back down to the gap. Let's see if we hold this gap. That could be another good entry opportunity right there for Amazon. Let's look at the big ones. This is what I was doing before myself, where it crashed under the 50-day moving average. That is fairly ominous. That could be maybe buying opportunity. Microsoft. Similar gap down. There's a little swing low. It didn't undertake though. 50-period moving average support here on Amazon or Microsoft. So far, they're just buying it right back up. So far. Microsoft coming right back. How's Amazon? Amazon doing good too. Not down as much as most. I don't mind checking out Amazon here. Keep working, Ethan. If you're working, keep working. What? What? Write the possessive. What's the word in the sentence that says this book is mine or yours? Say your name is Emma. Does the imply that the book is yours? The book belongs to Emma. Does this word imply that the book is yours? The. Does book imply that the book is yours? No. Does belonging imply? Yes. There you go. That's the possessive.
Oh, wait, so you just write it down?
You write belonging.
And then belonging.
All right, Amazon coming back down a little bit now. See that first washout works out here. SQ making up ground. It was down like 7%. It's already way back. Look at that. Very highly elevated volume on SQ. That is a big move. I'm not sure if it's got enough to get back above the trend line though. Market 3.25. Gotta see this is a dead cat bounce or if this is gonna be a continuation move. EVR, similar situation. Oh, never mind. That must have been the SQ chart still up there. EVR just planted down here, not bouncing back. ZM. Okay. That didn't even look like it was down that far. That's good. So there's the close. It's only down 3.74%. That was probably one of the better ones. Yeah. NASDAQ still 3.25. You brush teeth, bud? Okay. I don't have ZM on my list for some reason. Andre Iguodala, formerly of the Golden State Warriors, owns part of Zoom. I'm not sure if he still owns it, but Oh, D-Dog, really? So Square pulled back down a little bit. Let's check out that Amazon again. Amazon back down still in that little pullback. A lot more volume on the pump up right there than on this sell-off. So hopefully this is a shorter term bottom. This is a very, very aggressive move lower. Otherwise, this is going to be a bad juju. When was the last time we've flown all the way through the Bollinger Bands? Here we undercut the Bollinger Bands before bottoming a few times, actually. Other than that, I'm not sure. You're focusing on that, bud? I think 2003 was the SARS virus. Where? Where was SARS there again? Yeah, February 2003. So right here. Recognized at the end of February 2003. So right as we started rallying. World's gonna die. Let's buy it. Let's buy the stock market. Not this time around though. Five dead and 200 infected is Italy. There's a few in Italy. Deaths in China nears 2,600. Italy records fifth death. 2 more doctors in China pass. 800 in South Korea, eight dead. So definitely is getting worse, but all right, only 3% now for the Nasdaq. So we've been able to bounce back up again. So if we're bouncing back, yeah, I guess I don't know. Maybe they're letting it bounce back to sell it off again. Zoom seems like a good one, sitting at all-time highs. Digital company. Actually, Zoom will probably benefit because of it does peer-to-peer communication. Gotta go, bud. Have a good day, guys. Bye. That may be one reason why Zoom is going up. You would think Slack would also do okay if everyone's going to look for online meetings or something like that. You would think Zoom, Slack, I'm not sure what other public companies that, I mean, Microsoft with their Microsoft whatever they have now, but it's such a small part of their business, I'm not even sure if they charge for it necessarily. Microsoft bouncing back super nice here off that 50-day. This is probably a good one to get if you're talking leadership. I'm not sure how Microsoft would not benefit from the coronavirus. Apple could be hit with earnings. Obviously, they're down a little bit more. Not too much though, it seems. 2.95% now for the Nasdaq, so trying to bounce back. Square's still sitting down there 4%. Google probably likely to do okay. So probably these stocks that are completely digital cloud-based companies. Some irrational selling on their part. Twitter right back down. Amazon maybe could be hit obviously due to supply chain issues and could hurt sales over there. But still longer term, nothing really wrong with Amazon. Once the whole world's dead and we bounce back, then Amazon will start to flurry again. They're taking Tesla pretty hard, down 6% today. It's towards the bottom of the list. Obviously, blow off move here. Consolidation of the blow off move is very interesting. Back down to the 10-day moving average. We'll see if they're going to reclose factories and such. Yeah, Zoom going gangbusters here. But yeah, probably one of the few that. Zoom. What's another one? Not LogMeIn. There's a couple of online meeting companies that could get a boost out of this. I don't know what the one brand Skype, which Microsoft owns. Skype and Slack are probably two of the better ones. Zoom may get some investment as things. Yeah, maybe Zoom's a good play for right now until the whole thing dies down. And it's actually sitting over all-time highs. I know earnings are coming up. Looks like one of the things, 3-4, so a week or two. %42 down move, so that's not a base. Just a huge crap. Excuse me. So Zoom right here sitting towards the highs. The question is, how far is it going to go? 20% would be about 129. Well, let's look at some fundamentals then. Speaking about FUD-based. It was kind of on its way up anyways. So, it's not like it's down in the dirt sitting at all-time highs. Which is one of the things to look for. 99 composite rating on IBD. 92 relative strength rating. EPS change last quarter, 800%. Sales change, 85%. It's pretty good. No debt. That matters a whole lot. Relative strength is accelerating faster than the price can, meaning it's outperforming the S&P 500. So I won't say it's it's not a dog by any stretch of the imagination. All right, 3.1 coming back down a little bit here. How's Visa doing? Visa pulling back. Hold on. All right. Visa not too bad though. Undercutting the 50 like was that Amazon? Man, fucking hiccups are back. Hold on. My wife's trick with hiccups is to drink upside down, so I just did that. Hopefully they go away. Had them bitches for like 2 or 3 hours yesterday. It was annoying as hell. All right, Nasdaq back under 3% down. So trying to come back. Zoom still on that initial upthrust. Whatever they were buying Zoom for over here, which it was already going up. I think it's now you do get a little bit of that fear trade in here. It looks like EVR bouncing back a little bit. That's only down 3%. It's not horrible. Excuse me. Could be a situation to be looking for some other stuff. I know you do, Eli. I remember. All right, full sunny day in Arizona. Let's see how much my solar is producing. Almost 8, well, just over 700 watts of power. It's pretty good. My heater just kicked on. I'm going to go turn that off. Gold and silver jumping a little bit here. Only 2% for gold, but it's up there. SLV. Mentioned the other day breaking out of this little trend line right there, and that one's up as well a little bit. About 3-4%. It's not too bad. DPZ. Look at that guy. Barely budging. That's pretty strong. Coming back through the bottom of the gap is actually buyable. Volume is not horrible. I'm not seeing too much US in these articles. CDC has confirmed 35 cases of the coronavirus in the US. It's run by the US News and World Report. Great. Trying to stem untraceable cases of the virus. So, pandemic definition: outbreaks occur on more than one continent. That's what a pandemic is called, if you heard. So I did not know that. I'm reading that right now in this article. So South Korea, Italy, Iran, and Singapore is fairly new as well. Cruise ship cases spur uptick in U.S. numbers. So, I don't know. This thing, obviously, early on, we were fairly well contained and wasn't affecting our markets at all. Now it looks like it's jumping into the markets. So even though it may, I don't know, it may seem like a good time to buy, may wake up one Monday, we're down another 4% on the NASDAQ, so on and so forth with the rest of the market. Pandemic FUD is strong. Well, I'm not sure if it's FUD, Eli. I mean, it's definitely fear. But I'm not sure if it's unsubstantiated fear. Could be substantiated fear. You're seeing traces in other countries now. And the market is finally starting to take notice. So, these guys got teams all over the place looking at all kinds of stuff. Let's look at the Qs real quick. So I mentioned we had that big candle in the beginning. Kind of a lower volume rise here currently. Bouncing off the 50 period moving average. This was the first time in a while we've hit that. We had this one shakeout day early December. I don't even quite remember that day. How come I don't remember that day? Looks like it was a Tuesday. Hit the 50, came all the way back up with a hammer close. I guess we'll just see how we end up closing the day today. Although we can't have a hammer close because we opened down here, but we can have a fully bullish engulfing candle bouncing off the 50-day moving average on the Qs, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It'd be definitely a buying opportunity down here. But if we do reverse lower, that could be a problem. All right, now 15 minutes is up. Let's see what damage has been done to my account. Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. Square got sliced down by like 40%. Still up 80%, but it was up like 130. So it was like 50%. Well, 50 percentage points. Not 50%. Anyway, coming back pretty strong here. See, that looks a little better. That's a little bull flag. And Zoom still sitting up there. So 2.8 something percent for the NASDAQ now. Trying to bounce back up. I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to jump all in down here. I haven't as of yet. I think it could be a good buying opportunity, but the problem is if the market is selling off due to the pandemic fears, they're far from being over. They don't say they have a wrap on this thing. So, don't let 30 minutes of low buying feeling goodness, be a detriment to you in this upcoming week. I guess as every day goes by, we end up finding more and more globally about what's happening with this thing, and apparently it's pretty aggressive. It already, took over SARS the other day, but now that it's spreading outside of China, that's the concern, I think. If you start seeing a bunch more cases pop up in the U.S., this thing's 4% is going to be the least of your worries, probably. So, yeah, if you get all of a sudden see 2,000 U.S. cases where we have like 90 so far, I don't think it's going to be a good day at all. Yeah, 35 cases in the U.S. 2 days ago, says the CDC. So if that just starts jumping on you, which it hasn't yet, U.S. is, I think, doing a good job of containing it, quarantining people coming back from cruise ships and whatnot. But if the rest of the world is going to be, apparently the U.S. is going to be the only ones alive. U.S. and Portugal, because we haven't heard much from Portugal. But from a buying perspective, I think Amazon down here is a good buy. Long-term turnaround play. I'm a little bit biased towards those. Could be buying the TQs down here as well. But again, you could wake up one day with a huge gap down like what just happened over the weekend. Those are never good. And Domino's Pizza still as well. I think that one could be doing pretty good. Recent leadership is bueno. Looks like Square. Looks like they're just cutting across the board. But Square's back pretty good. That one could be another one in our buddy Zoom, which is Eli's and leading us. But already at the highs, little rejection. Let's see how it plays out. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I wouldn't be loading up the cruise ship down here. If you have some really really good situations, like I think I gave my favorites, probably the Amazon, the Domino's pulling back. I would, if you want to, you could add a little bit there, but I wouldn't be dumping your whole account into something at this stage of the game. I wasn't super worried about the coronavirus. Neither was the market, and I really only wasn't worried because of the market. Load up the FUD truck. No, I thought cruise ship was better. I thought cruise ship was pretty good. But now that we have a pretty firm dump in the markets, that's a pretty good move right there of about 7 to 8%. I would be definitely a little bit concerned. So if we do bounce back, and you see the news getting worse, they may be waiting for it to go back up just to dump it again, just to get rid of some shares. So we could bounce back, but they could be using that as a selling opportunity. So keep that in mind. If you guys remember, if you were here back when we were during the bear market over here, if you remember, we kept rising up for a few days and then dumping off. And our best days ended up being our topping days. Our best days right there, right there, right there. This guy went up a little bit more, but so you get one or two of those really good days, and then it just dumps on you pretty hard. So I think these were lower volume peaks as well. Slightly higher volume, but not high volume. So we'll see what happens here with this one, but we could bounce back and could be good for a couple of days, a week, and then come right back down again. So we've seen one drop. We just got to wait to see if we're going to bounce back and if we're going to roll right over again. So be prepared for those scenarios. If you guys want to hedge a little bit up here, maybe gold and silver is not too bad of an idea, but you're only going to get 1 to 2% out of them. This ring happens to be breaking out of this cup and handle type of a pattern, but it's a gold ETF or something like that. It's doing okay. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Have a good day. Don't let anyone sneeze on you, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye.